Wow, 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 wow. Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. We are live and we have our
Indeed.
late member Logan coming through the door right now. Let me get him a microphone.
Yeah, just going on.
What's up, y'all? Am I
Sorry,
on?
everyone, if you heard that pop. Logan just came back and he is joining us now after having coached some kids.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fun. I really do enjoy coaching. Even though I never really played too much basketball, like not even in high school. I tried out for my freshman team and didn't even make it. So, for what it's worth and for what skill and little athleticism that I'm able to provide as a coach, I do try my hardest, and it is fun.
For the children, everybody.
For the children. Go ahead and give us a scoop, Chris, so that way we can get.
Oh, I got boring.
There we go. Bam. I think that this is going to be where we are resting for the night.
The Three Knights of Columbus.
The three Knights of Columbus. We did have Rick in here earlier. He was chilling out, smoking with us, but he had a dip because he is taking care of his family, as one should, as a man should, as a dad should.
Good
Um,
man.
if I
Good
wasn't
man.
trying to make money off of this endeavor that we are doing here, right? That is to provide for my family as well, right? And yeah, we all go about it in how we see fit. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Logan. Thank you again, Ricky, for having joining us here tonight, smoking with us. We're here live. Logan just came back from a trip, actually. Logan, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Fantastic trip. Awesome trip. So we left on the 20th of June, Friday, and spent 4 days up until Tuesday, yesterday, in Santa Cruz, Monterey, and Carmel. And we had a fantastic time. We spent 2 nights in Santa Cruz, a night in Monterey, and a night in Carmel. I had a good time in Santa Cruz, first time ever experiencing it. Got to check out the boardwalk, got to bowl. I didn't get to check out any dispensaries. I wanted to check out some dispensaries, but I checked out some of the menus online, and honestly, they have basically a lot of what we have and then some one-offs. So it's not even worth going to dispensaries out of town. If I'm just gonna be able to get the same shit. Like I want to go out of town to be able to get some crazy stuff, but it looks like I'll have to go out of state for weed. Nonetheless, I had a great time. We car camped the entire time, and car camping could have been a little bit better. Uh, we thought her car had a lot more room in it than it does, and I thought I was going to have a lot more laying room. But for what we did have, we were able to get the 4 days. But dude, sick thing, we found a shower in Monterey, a public shower that's in a campground that we were able to pull up on. It was a hot shower. Oh my God.
How does that work?
Ooh.
So it's like a campground. You go up to it to like pay for it. You get an envelope. You put the money in the envelope. You sign your license plate and stuff, and you only do like $8, $4 per person. And then you put the thing in your windshield while you're showering, and you just pull up to the public showers and nice stalled off. Nobody was in the shower while I was in there. It was like four other stalls that were in there. Hot shower after 2 days of fucking sweating, putting on sunscreen, and going to sleep in a hot, you know, not a hot car, but when you sleep in a car and it's cold outside, there's condensation that builds in the car, and you kind of get like, it kind of gets
Yeah.
like humid and stuff.
So it's a public shower. That's pretty interesting. Chris, now you have no excuses.
But dude,
Damn.
you'd be surprised how much you want to shower when, and like you want somewhere to base from. Like you want an Airbnb or you want a hotel so you can like go lay down in bed. You can go kind of do the other stuff like shower and stuff. Have a bathroom. The bathroom was a big thing too. That we really didn't have prepared for. It's nice to be a dude, but when my lady has to go, and if it was that time of the month, it would have been extra worse. So yeah, I had some difficulties there, but we prevailed at the end of the day. And I can't say any of the bad things or any of the not so cool things that happened did not go against the trip at all. Had an absolutely fun
I
trip.
want to say shout out to ladies everywhere for putting up with that time of the month on trips. I know every woman has done it. They have put up with that during a very special trip, something a trip that meant a lot to them. And shout out to y'all for putting up with it, doing the best you can. Sometimes you can tolerate it, sometimes you can't. Hey, that's completely up to your.
Mr. Kiss Ass over
No,
here,
but
No,
Mr.
no.
Ally. No,
but
I'm
dude,
fucking,
think
I'm
about
fucking
it.
with you.
Think about it,
I
dude.
know, yeah.
What if you planned your wedding and your time of the month comes on your fucking wedding day
That's what
and
I'm
you're at the
saying.
worst of it, dude? My lady gets the worst cramps.
That'd be
She
crazy.
gets the worst cramps, and it's not like debilitating to where she's not gonna freaking get up and stuff, but she definitely has her times where it's hurting. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that wedding day's getting pushed back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Yeah,
I know we just did the dress rehearsal.
we will never understand that, and for that we understand. Right. Let's go ahead and move on with our main topic tonight, which is triggering laughter. We've all cried here before. I've cried on camera. I've cried off camera. I cry every day, all the time. No, just kidding. Actually, yes, I do. Uh, but we also laugh here. We hang out with each other. I think it's very important to share laughter. We want to promote this channel in a more general direction. We want to cast a very wide net. And in order to do so, we want to tug at your heartstrings and make you laugh and do the best that we can to be that for you. And most people say, well, how do you be funny? Like some people are just born funny. And that is true. Some people are born funny. But even those people who aren't born funny, they've had to undergo certain circumstances that made them learn how to be funny. So that means to have comedic nature, to have a comedic value, to have comedic understanding is something that you can at least learn, right? And then therefore appreciate. And it's part of culture. And when you're able to recognize things that are funny in all bits of culture, you have at least a fundamental understanding of how things work in that aspect. So we want to appreciate everything through the lens of comedy, I feel.
And something interesting about comedy that I think about, especially you find your comedy and you typically create your comedic self around the comedy that you like. For example, I like comedians like Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, more animated people kind of have more of like a pretty at face value joke or comedy style.
Sure.
Maybe uses a lot of faces, voices, acting with the body, and that's shown in the way that I present myself in terms of making jokes.
What about you, Chris? How do you feel you would present yourself in terms of like your more comedic nature? Who do you feel like you emulate, or is there a particular style?
Is it more witty? It's kind of like more, maybe a little bit more clap back type thing.
No, I feel like for my comedy, it's just a little bit kind of just more like, I don't know. It can be more like Jim Carrey, where it's just a little bit more like chaotic, a little bit kind of Adam Sandler-y, like goofy, just kind of overall, just like like a little bit random.
The shock value as well. I feel
Yeah.
like shock humor is
Oh yeah,
something
I'll go for shock humor for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Dark,
because
and I'll go for a lot of dark humor.
yeah, you definitely you're leaning more to the dark humor for sure.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love my trauma jokes.
I typically do not lean into the trauma jokes or any of that stuff because my life wasn't like filled with trauma, and typically people who do make a lot of jokes about that kind of have gone through it, so they're able to make jokes in comparison to things. A lot of just juxtapositions that go on with those type of comedians.
I feel like my comedy style is definitely a little bit more like riddly or fully thought out. There's like layers to it. I like puns because of the double entendres. I
Yeah.
like juxtaposition where two different ideas, are completely on opposite sides of the spectrum, and there's something that's in common about them that makes you laugh.
Dad jokes.
I love dad jokes.
He loves them.
Double entendres and puns. They're some of the lowest forms of humor, but like they are something that everybody gets and identifies with. So that's definitely my type of humor. I like very simple humor and very complex humor.
Yeah.
Right. And then everything in between. I appreciate comedy, and I think that that's something that we're aiming to do here is that a lot of people when they see somebody up on stage and they see somebody doing crowd work, they're like, "Oh, how does that person like do that? How, like everybody's eyes are on them. How do they overcome like that stage fright? And it's a lot of just like practicing a particular muscle, right? A lot of just being there, putting yourself in a position to where you're trying something, you're trying to get a laugh, and seeing if it reciprocates. Do you have some?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite types of like ultimate or my favorite type of joke style is something like Daniel Tosh when he talks about a certain subject and gets you on board with it, and then completely flips the script. So in the joke that I'm referring to, he he makes you understand that he thinks that slavery is bad. We covered that slavery is bad. All right, but I mean, and then he goes, "It's kind of neat that we were able to do it." I mean, come on! In any second, they literally just
Yeah.
could have went, "We could beat the living shit out of you guys, and we could run, and you will not be able to catch us." You're right.
There is
Yeah.
the
So he's
humor
like,
element of
"Yeah,
that.
slavery is bad, but I
Yeah.
mean, come on, guys, that
And
was
that's
kind
that.
of interesting that we were even able to get away with that."
And that's that kind
It's
of
a
like
joke,
edgy,
guys.
like dark humor
Yeah,
side too.
exactly.
That comes very much from just acknowledging like the circumstances of like how far something could go,
Mhm.
right? And how relatively tame it ends up being. You know, that's just the irony of life.
Also, real
And
quick,
yeah, real quick, sorry. Let me just say I do not support that stuff at all. It was a joke that came from one of his comedy specials, and we could reference it at any point. So that's not me. That was a joke.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just shouting out all gas. I got the Chewy toy.
Wait, what?
Don't worry.
All gas, no brakes.
He sent he sent a toy?
No.
It's from the thing we just posted.
Yeah, we just posted a reel and a short, so
Nice.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
we knocked something out.
Fuck
From
yeah. I was thinking about that on the drive over here. I'm like, dude, I really want to be able to take an extra day off so we could really start hamming out THC
Mm.
stuff.
I got all next weekend for the 4th off that Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, we're definitely doing something, bro. We're doing something Friday. We're doing something Saturday.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, hell yeah. It's about to be sick.
So, to circle back to like what makes us laugh, I wanted to give us a topic to discuss, and it's what triggers laughter in humans, right? These are things studied by psychologists. Laughter is contagious, and just like any communicable disease, uh, something must trigger it. The host must come in contact with something in which their immunities cannot fight, and they have no choice but to give in to its wave. Hence, what are these laughter triggers, and how can joy haters steer clear off of it? Because after all, they hate all things that are joy, right? And this piece that we're reading here highlights 9 of the proven laughter triggers known to mankind. And it's almost impossible to be immune to all. You'll find yourself somewhere along the spectrum there, right?
You're on the
Yeah,
spectrum.
it's just because it's like right over me. There we go. My bad.
You're good. You're good.
I'm sorry.
That
Why
helps
do
with
you need to
framing.
see yourself?
That helps with framing.
But I have to see myself because I'm beautiful. Oh, because I'm beautiful.
Because I'm beautiful. Oh, also,
Fizzle Gig.
thank you for joining us, Fizzle Gig. Appreciate you.
Hey, I wanted to tell you guys, Fizzle
Fizzle.
Gig called me the day after my birthday, just randomly to tell me about the computers and stuff that I still haven't got. I know we still love you, but yeah, random call, and love to talk to the guy. So thanks for the call, Fizzle. Thanks for
Hey,
the happy
shout out
birthday
Fizz.
wishes.
Shout out, Fizzle. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go ahead and boom.
Few of the trigs.
And don't worry, I'm watching a chat. We will reply to you in a timely manner, but we are reading an article right now, so we'll try our best.
The 9 laughter trigger include surprise, superiority, embarrassment, release, incongruity, recognition, ambivalence, configurational, and coincidence. These are elements and concepts that once our brain is able to pick up on, it usually triggers a laughter response for one reason or another through psychology.
I can see that.
So the first instance being surprise, I feel like when it comes to like the wild card humor, the shock humor,
Mm.
that Jim Carrey vibe, there's a lot of surprise element in the way that he just delivers, because he's all very sporadic in his body movement. There's a lot of surprise element there. In this aspect, superiority holds a self-deprecation value, right? It's placing the audience to be superior. Uh, it's placing the audience to have a superior perspective than you. Um, Embarrassment. When we play into embarrassment, I feel a lot of us have a sense of like identify, like you can level with somebody
Yeah.
when it comes to feeling that.
And I feel like that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
I like the more you can relate to something, like the more you can understand and kind of laugh about it.
Actually, I want to circle back to the surprise.
Superiority. Ooh.
Logan, why would you think that a surprise, like the concept of something that's surprising, would be something that triggers laughter?
I think surprise has to go hand in hand with something you're not expecting. Yeah, that's what surprise means, obviously. But it's just it kind of subverts your attention. It subverts your to what you were paying attention to, and completely uh, not really flips it on its head, but kind of disregards what that meant in a way. Like
Mhm.
you could be explaining something and then say something absurd against that and be like, what did you tell me that for? You know what I mean? So like in a sense of surprise. I do like those types of jokes when you could feed somebody into it and just be like, bah, what? What? Why?
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker.
A long time, motherfucker.
A large fry, motherfucker.
One
Disguise, motherfucker.
one element of surprise that we recently used. Oh, sorry. Let me switch back to main cam. One element of surprise that we recently used in the reel that we just posted, in the YouTube short that we just posted, is Chris was running through the door saying, it's happening, right? Generating that like impulse of like, oh, well, what's going on? What's going on? Like, and then also in the nature of what he was describing, things that were almost nonsensical in value, uh, that is also the element of surprise there, right? Superiority. So again, in this context, again in this context,
Context.
in this context, right? In this context, superiority is placing the audience to be superior than you, right? So it's a like a self-deprecation humor. Do you guys feel like your type of humor falls anywhere in that self-deprecation?
Oh yeah. That's that kind of like trauma joke shit that I'll get into a lot.
The
You know
trauma
what I mean?
joke.
Especially when it's about myself.
Hmm.
Relating like, hey, my life, growing up was kind of a little bit rough.
You
Yeah.
you went to
Self-deprecating jokes.
anonymous
Trying to.
meetings, correct?
Who told you?
I'm just saying, like anonymous type meetings, right?
I thought that was part of a joke. I thought
No,
you
no,
meant
no,
like
no.
anonymous like that,
Like,
like computer anonymous. Oh
You went
yeah,
to fucking
yeah,
drugs meetings.
yes. I've
yes.
been in some NA meetings. So
Uh,
it's not a secret. I've shared on this early in the pod before. When I was younger, I had my issues, but yeah, that's a big thing. I'll definitely joke about.
Younger.
yeah, exactly.
Younger.
Like 2 years ago, it's not younger.
Hey,
3 years ago is not.
No, that's been like 10 years, over 10 years at this point.
Hey, man, anything
Time
can grow.
flies when you're a dog.
Damn, it does.
Dude, I wanna
That
count how many
dog in me.
times. I wanna count how many times that we've all worn like black shirts on the pod.
Black is just the go-to color. Oh, that was
Yeah.
one thing we'll discuss off the cast, but we got to get updated our wardrobe as a whole.
THC wardrobe.
Yeah, THC wardrobe. After you hit us with the raw shirts, right? I was thinking, I was like, we really got to step it up and have have a full-on wardrobe, yeah, for what we do here and then what we do
Oh yeah.
for our skits. I think that's something that we could work with. But
Dude.
that's something we could talk about off cast.
Yeah, I did look into trying to make some useless shirts, and I was like, fucking hell. Like, made to order is the way to go because, like, you don't want a whole bunch of stock of shirts
Yeah.
to have to sell. But it's like you want the physical to be able to look at it, and then it's easier to sell physical things because then you could
Yes.
actually show it to the person.
On that note, we will be looking in soon because I was looking at leasing options for a local open office building in the Marysville,
talking about that.
and that's 1,500 a month.
Oh my god.
Hey, but when you think about like having like a retail space, and if you were to think about like having it between functionally 3 people, we would each have to only make $500 extra a month selling T-shirts,
Okay.
selling something, right? Or through making content and getting through YouTube in order to actually supply funding for renting the building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's very cheap when you're thinking about like
then
just a retail
what
empty
is-
office
Are
space.
any of our abilities to get loans at all good?
No,
Mine isn't.
mine's not.
Mine would probably be the best out of us three, and even then, it's not.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
shit credit.
Dude, all of us are shit credit, dude.
But that's another thing that we got to talk about off podcast. Let's get back to the main thing really quick so we can wrap this episode up. Embarrassment.
Okay, sorry. Going back to the chat real quick.
chat.
Oh, damn, I didn't know the channel was hitting so hard. Y'all need a stylist now. Who's gonna go with a platinum blonde with pink tips look? I vote for Logan.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I would low-key rock
No,
that shit. That
I-
actually sounds fire.
I feel like Logan would probably have like the cheetah print hair.
Cheetah print.
Yeah.
By the way, Logan cut his hair. I don't know if we talked about that already. Look at that.
Look at the man.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that fucking.
You gonna go blonde?
I don't know. I do have a receding hairline though.
Now's the day. Now's the time to talk about our
Getting
sponsor,
that
Hims.
that widow's peak starting to go on you, so I look like goddamn Vegeta.
Yeah, for real. Honestly, I didn't really notice it's that bad until now. I mean, the camera kind of makes it worse, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. This haircut is really shit, honestly. I've went to Supercuts twice now, and they fucked my shit up, bro.
My shit up.
I really
Oh,
don't know how to do it.
I'm healthy as fuck.
I really don't know how to make my hair. Wait, let me see let me see your shit. Your forehead's already what? What are you talking about? Don't talk. Yeah, see,
So
you got the same corner as me.
Nothing.
You literally got the same.
Nah,
corner as
look
me.
at that. Look at that front line.
It's literally the same.
Nah.
Mine recedes right here.
Nah,
for
they
sure.
pushed your shit back. Supercuts fucked you up.
No, they didn't push my. They didn't cut that,
They
bro.
fucked your shit
They
up.
literally only did me with scissors. You're
Nah, I blame Supercuts. They
yeah,
fucked your
same.
shit up.
Same. I blame Supercuts too. But yeah, receding hairline suck. That's disrespectful to cheetahs. I'm weak.
Just
I-
had to put the hair down. Just sorry.
I just wanted to make it so it's like I really don't care about my hairstyle at the end of the day. Like hair is hair, and I'm just trying to live my life easier. And I can definitely tell you one thing: is this makes my life way easier. Showers are like 5 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
Freaking waking up is so much simpler. I mean, being on vacation was with the hair because I couldn't shower. If I could shower with it, I would have been like, oh fuck yeah, but kind of was getting itchy and shit.
To be a contrarian, hair is life, bro. You have to take care.
Senior
You
year
ha-
in 2008.
Senior year 2008. All right, let's go back
Let's,
to the
let's
comedy.
jump back to it. Embarrassment. We discovered. We already talked about. That's kind of putting yourself in that position of that somebody else was able to identify with, and like, yeah, like I've been in that position before. Somebody, I think Logan, you were telling me there was a joke that Tom Segura. No, it was
Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K. does about the budgeting, about not having any money. You can't
Yeah.
even afford free.
When you have negative money that you can't even
Yeah.
afford free.
That's that type of self-deprecation that puts other people in that superiority, as well as like the embarrassment of being broke. Because
Okay, yeah, putting other people above yourself when you're self-deprecating, I feel like is better because when people are self-deprecating, they're only shitting on themselves.
Mm.
But if you're also kind of making people better than you in that same joke
yes,
while shitting on yourself, then yeah, you're really starting to get the
Yeah.
juxtaposition.
Shitting on yourself is just shitting on yourself, but like shitting on yourself in a way that makes the other person kind of feel better about themselves, right? That's where that superiority and embarrassment play hand in hand.
Yep.
And then release. The release is like, oh, when things finally settle down, right? It's like, and then it went away,
No more than.
right? And then it all died,
Yeah.
right? And then this happened.
I can't think of a good example for release.
You can't?
I have to think. I have to like look back. I watch a lot of comedy, so I'd have to look back at certain bits that would. Can you think of one?
They're all the bits that rely on silence in between, right? And that's another thing about comedy is that you do have to be comfortable with like a feeling, not feeling, but you do have to be comfortable with silence and embracing certain silence because there's a lot of people say no, like you want to make sure like you feel airtime or you feel the empty void or you just feel, but like what you really want to do is when you have that silence, you have the audience's attention, right? You have the whole room because if it's really that quiet to where it's silent, right? Then the next words you say, everybody's hearing.
Yeah, I had this happen at work the other day. Actually, had some coworkers talk about how they were finding gray hairs in their hair, and I said, guys, that's nothing. I found some white hair, and they all look at me, and I take a second to pause, and I said, on my clothes, it was from my dog, and then they all start laughing.
Mm.
But it would not have worked if I went, the guys, no, you can get this. I found some white hair from my dog. If I didn't leave that time for them to pause and pay attention to what I said, then it would have completely fell apart.
Yeah.
So timing is important. And Marco witnessed that. That joke.
was a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I try. You try when you're really trying to find sketches and things in real life to make into comedy, then you're really looking for those situations. So you try to work those chops anytime that you can. What are you looking at? Oh, texting.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if it's an emergency or
All
not.
good, all good.
Yeah.
You could smell weakness on people. What the hell? Laughing when you're anxious or uncomfortable shows that a person has never been challenged in their lives and that they are not confident in themselves. It's a key trigger for predatory behavior. You could smell weakness on people. I could see that. Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
there's that, but just in the same way that we were describing earlier, how like comedy is something that can be learned and it's a muscle that can be flexed. Like fear is also something that the only way that you can have less of is by continuously putting yourself in it. You know, the more you expose yourself to fear, the less you will eventually have of it,
I,
right? Because you're
Yeah.
constantly putting yourself in all of
I
these.
And then what you gain from that is trauma.
I think what Fizzle said in the comments, you could smell weakness. I feel like it's more that you could sense weakness because
Nah,
you could
smell.
see it in like body language and stuff, which makes you sense it. And then I guess that's what smelling fear is because you see
Smelling.
body cues and eyes and stuff way before you can smell something. Well, I mean, you smell something first, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. Smell like bitch in here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really smell fear unless you're smelling sweat. And there's a lot of musty dudes that I know that I would be like, damn, that's a fearful person. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, to smell how much they're sweating all the
Exactly.
time.
Be like, damn, this guy's in fear for his
It's like,
life
damn,
at every
this
point in the
dude's
day.
terrified out here on these streets.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'd say you could sense fear quicker than smelling it for sure. This weird thing is that weakness, anxiety, fear is now coddled and not fought against. True. It's called autism.
Say it a little bit more loud and clear.
It's called participation awards.
True.
Wait, what about participation awards?
That's what generates that's what coddling like anxiety, weakness, and fear is. It's participation awards. It's people, not letting people fail, thinking that they're not good. Everyone's good enough. So it's, if you have problems, oh, it's okay. Yeah, you have problems, but it's okay. You're just as good as everyone else. When ultimately, and the hard reality is, depending on the severity of your conditions or what your struggles are, like you're not the same as everybody else. Like you are a little bit more worse off. You are like living a struggling lifestyle. You know what I mean? So
I think where you're coming from is saying that we need to not think that failing or doing something wrong is bad.
Yeah.
Failing is and doing something wrong that you're not used to is an opportunity for learning. So
yeah,
participation awards go against learning about you only know the type of competitor you are when you lose. If you're winning all the time, you will never understand what it means to actually compete
yeah,
in through adversity.
yeah. If you're being told you're a winner just for showing up, like that's what creates like that's um I can't think of the word, but just goes into everything else in your life essentially. Like, you show up to a sport at elementary school and everyone gets an award even though your team came in dead last.
Why does that make sense?
And you did like the worst on your team. Yeah, it shouldn't make sense because you're gonna think it's good enough that you were just there and that you were just trying when yes, that's important to try, but ultimately like then you're gonna grow up and be an adult going through things like that at your job and you're showing up subpar and wondering how come I'm not making more money? Why am I not getting scheduled? Like I'm here, I'm showing up like that I was told all my life this is what I'm supposed to do. Now I'm doing something wrong. Like, oh my God, I'm having all these anxiety attacks and shit because now I'm doing stuff wrong and nobody ever told me how to handle this or that it's
Nobody ever told
okay.
me I was wrong. Nobody ever told me what I
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah, nobody ever told me that I failed at something.
should
Like
be different.
I got told that it's okay.
Yeah.
And then just it'll be fine.
So they're getting used to the way they act, and then the world is coddling the way they act and just uh watering it essentially. So what do you have to say about that, Marco?
Sorry, I was a little bit lost on that one. Um,
Man's over here texting. What's he texting about? Is the real thing? Is it personal stuff?
yeah.
Mm. But Fizzle said, yeah, when he talks to a person, he's analyzing everything about them, facial reactions, words, body, language, sweat, tone, timbre of voice. Yeah, you try. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why
Yeah.
weak people live at home at 35. People that are 35 take care of their parents is one thing. Staying at home at 35 because you're weak in the body, mind, and spirit is just weakness should not be rewarded. Yeah.
Yeah.
350-pound with no job living. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and he's talking about his football team. He's 350 pounds. He's like, yeah, what do you want to say? Bring in shape. He could barely even fucking walk out walk out
Yeah.
of the door.
You know, and
Go
he
take
was
his
on the
med.
bench the whole time. Like he's literally just there to fill the roster.
So we're not gonna down people for being in certain circumstances in life. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might be 35 years old and have some certain things that put you down in life. So we're not gonna down some of our fans that may have certain circumstances affecting them.
But
I
if
think
you,
the other part about this is just reading these comments at face value, right? There's a level of like identification that people just automatically insert themselves with. If they like something, if they feel like they are even close or partly tangential to something, they will include themselves as a that collective, oh, we did it, or we tried, or we. So I feel like the whole participation award comes from that aspect. There is a level of coddling that is what you call it, disregarded against. I feel like the actual coddlers out there are few and far between, right? Having spoken with other parents and gauging other parents and their vibe, I feel like when we complain about, oh, we shouldn't give these kids participation awards, that's not really the participation award that's making that kid, let's say, a little, piece of shit, or a little wuss, right? It's
you
the
suck.
it's the unchecked trauma that the parents haven't dealt with, that they are now putting onto their child, right? So I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not so much of how we view participation in coddling, but a lot of the times what we really should do is acknowledge that there is a level, that there are metrics, right? That there are just levels of which we think we measure, this is better in this category, this is better in this category, either by pure number or by quality and measurements, collective consensus, right? And in that aspect, we have to say, hey, look, these are the best people for the job here in that aspect, and they need to be put in those positions in order to do the best, right? And be the
I'm weak.
thank you for saving me from calling my little bitch ass kids pieces of shit.
All them little pieces of shit. Like you stop them from being little pieces of shit. That's what you just said.
Yeah.
No, but literally,
That
like,
was hella funny.
but that's what these kids are growing up to be.
So I would say, in the grand scheme of things, if I am a parent, say having my kid join a soccer league, I um oh, man, if they get an award after not being good, I mean, yeah, I guess there should be an award just for being a part of it.
No,
And I guess that's what a participation trophy is. But it's just like, yeah. Now I'm trying to think about it in terms of like,
there's first,
So,
second, third.
so
Like
hold
that's
on.
it.
how do you explain that to a kid though?
Oh, okay, so
Like,
hold on. I think that
It's easy.
the biggest thing is the participation trophies or the participation awards usually only come with team sports, right? And when you think about that, it's like everybody in the team participated in that, right?
mhm.
In most like actual like singular competitions, um, if you would call it a participation award, the most that you would get would be like the shirt that you got to participate, right? Or the number that you have
Uh,
written that
or
identifies
they're
you or
giving,
separates
yeah,
you.
or they're like saying like at kids like little field day events when there is little single individual races and things like that. Like
And
every kid is still getting like a little ribbon at the end, like oh participation award or things like that. When
let
it's
me
like no, if there's a kid that's a winner, like let the kid just be a winner. Let him bask in his glory. Let him like be that cool kid for his friend. Like that's I don't know.
So the thing that you said about trauma earlier, I do think is funny because I guarantee you the only person that's keeping that participation ribbon, trophy, or whatever is the parents because the kid played in the stuff and lost all those games. So that kid does not want to relive that or think about that in terms of
Yeah,
because dude, if
Yeah.
I coach kids right now, and I guarantee you if we lose our next 3 games, that they wouldn't want to wear or represent that participation trophy in any way. And the only person that's possibly keeping it is their parents. They don't want anything to do with that. They're going to move on with their life after this season. You know what I mean? So, in reality, to the kid, the participation trophy means nothing. And I guarantee you that's the case for the kids. We're not doing a tournament. This is rec ball. You know what I mean? So, it's like, what's the point? at the end of the day, I think the thing that they would enjoy most is snacks after every game.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And that's your participation. Like honestly,
Exactly. Yeah.
like in terms of like where the participation trophy like or the participation award really lies, like where they real in real practice, what really happens out there in the real world is it's the free t-shirt they got, it's the snacks that
No,
they
yeah.
got
But
alongside.
yeah, I'm talking about when they actually like, instead of doing like actual awards for like those teams, when you actually see like every team like get something, and it's like, hey, like everyone showed up, but like not everyone needs to leave home with some type of trophy or ribbon if
Fizzle
they
Good
didn't earn
says,
it.
Johnny that showed up early and stayed late at every practice, scored 37 goals, 15 assists in one season, needs to be rewarded more than Chuckles, who spends 90% of every game wandering. 100% believe that, and he will, because
Yeah.
that's Kobe mentality, but he's not going to get that payoff that first year that he's playing, right? He's not going to get that kind of recognition by every coach, right?
Jason
Like not
Butterflies.
every coach, like let's be honest, not every coach cares to the extent of being like, I want to breed the next Kobe, right? But what does it say? I don't give a shit about my kids. Make them play soccer because it's good for them to participate.
I
Um,
think it's a little bit of they do care and they still want their kids to participate.
yeah,
Maybe. You know.
you can definitely be in the camp of I do care about my kids, but they still need to be in a team sport
Yeah, or
participation.
like I want to try and send them out,
Speaking of game,
see if they're interested in
but
things
they aren't
too.
participating. Yeah. So they're so
Oh, at that point, I'd be able to take my
Fizzlegate
kid out.
does have a good point, and as a coach, these kids do exist. Um, most of the time, you will not get a full team of actual, like, full on kids that care about what they're doing and want to get better. You will have 1 to 3 kids that don't care and their parents are putting them in because it's not about that they don't care, it's they want more for their child. You know what I mean? But
That's all parents
it's,
Or
though.
yeah.
He
And
says that
or some of them might just be doing it also as like an extra like babysitter thing.
no, he's
You know
saying
what I
that
mean?
all parents are just doing what they did in the 1970s. And yeah, parents will forever do that. They'll forever like kind of just like set it and forget it. They'll put one setting or one set of rules for their kids and just kind of long apply it over a long period of time. When kids are constantly changing, like you got to constantly adapt what you're doing. You got to be adapting your game the same way that they're adapting their game on the field. The kid that's picking dandelions, I feel like that's the kid that has ADHD and needs to be treated, right? Or again, has unchecked trauma. Like the kids that we're worried about that aren't participating, that are receiving the participation, probably shouldn't be in soccer to begin with and have a whole lot of other issues. So the participation award there, or just giving the kid an award for being there, or anything for being there, I feel like isn't an issue, right? Coddling kids is a very small amount of people. I feel like a very small amount of parents coddle their kids. I really do, right? And that's me coming from a helicopter parent. I'm always on my son's ass about everything.
I just found out a story about someone who she drives, like been driving a car, had to get gas for herself for the first time in her life. She didn't know how to do it or open the gas tank or do anything because her parents were always doing that for her,
oh
getting gas
shit.
for her car. To me, I'm like, that's a life skill you need to know.
Yeah. That is
Like,
at the
how you
bottom,
learning that this late?
at the baseline bottom level.
How you
That's
learning that pretty late? I mean, still young, but like still kind of late if you've already been driving for like at least 2, 3 years.
Are we going back to the things of
Yeah,
comedy?
we're gonna circle back because we
we
can finish.
yeah, we definitely veered off track right there, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back to comedy.
Come back to comedy. Incongruity. So taking two juxtapositions, taking two different ideas that are completely dissimilar from one another, and just finding one way of relating them in any ways whatsoever. So a lot of the comedians that I've seen in videos, they were taking the example of just comparing
Yeah.
like um, comparing their girlfriends to a cell phone, right? And then so the idea there being like, okay, well, how is a girlfriend and a cell phone alike? And then how do you connect those 2 points? It's like, okay, well, at the end of the night, it needs a charge. It's always dead. I can't find it. You know, name whatever in which way that those two ideas actually do connect, in which they are similar, and you workshop that and you find all these ways in which those two items are similar with one another in any way, and that kind of goes into that last one there, coincidence. But we'll circle back there. Recognition
Yeah.
is another important one. That's basically references or
Mhm.
being able to recognize what the comedian or what the person is
Yeah.
saying.
With like a situation or something like, oh, like, hey, we all go to our family functions. I'm pretty sure we all have that one family member that gets a little bit too drunk every time.
Hmm.
You know, you start off with some type of,
Logan.
yeah, start off with something like that. That's
Mhm.
like, you know, everybody can be like, oh yeah, you know, when I do go to like, you know, events or something with certain people, you know, even if it's not family, but they can picture like, oh, you know what? There is always that one person that goes too far. And they
Bruh.
can start relating to like a similar story. Because then they're like, oh yeah, you know what? I've had a friend do something similar, like, you know, uncle or some shit, my brother.
The amount of times I started drinking early and ended up passing out or fucking like throwing up by fucking the start of the party.
Yep.
Way too many times,
Wow.
dude. Way too many times. And it's the worst, dude, because once I start drinking, it is very hard for me to stop. I have stopped drinking to like ease it out 3 times. And one of them was recently for our little barbecue. That was hard. And it was only because I had to coach kids later in the day.
Dang.
I think this is where I start getting into where my level of humor, where I'm on the spectrum of humor is recognition. I enjoy references. I enjoy call outs to things that I already am aware of. I enjoy recognizing the patterns in comedy. I'm able to be like, oh, I see what like how they're building a story there. I'm also like Jerry Seinfeld is another comedian that I feel uses recognition a lot. It's have you ever been in this situation? Like
Yeah.
you said, like when in terms of having that family
What's the
member.
deal with that? What's the deal
What's the
with
deal
that?
with airplane
Yeah,
peanuts?
yeah, the airplane
Dude,
jokes.
honestly, I love airplane food, even if it's like simple shit, bro. Fuck
Apparently
yeah.
nowadays airplane food got a lot better comparatively.
Um, the best I've ever gotten was jerky and cheese.
Oh no, I
Oh,
got the best I ever got. It was like a full like chicken breast and like some green beans and shit. It was when I
Damn,
went I think that was when I flew.
London.
No, that was either Sweden or Paris. But both times I actually got
Damn,
decent meals because it's a longer flight.
you have a passport.
Yeah.
Lucky, bro. I don't have a passport.
I'm getting mine by the end of the year.
Hey, oh, you're going to Mexico?
And I'm
When?
Next year.
I'm high as hell in my
Oh,
passport
we
photo
need to
too.
figure out our next trip might be in October
The Tober?
because that's when we get paid 3 times in 1 month. By the way,
That's when we get paid in 3 times in 1 month.
I just told you that.
No, I just told you that.
Toast.
I told you that first.
And I told you that second.
So who started it?
Doesn't matter who started
I
it.
did.
I'm ending
But I'm finishing on.
it. I don't care because ambivalence is our seventh trigger of laughter. So sometimes not caring or not having a reaction to something can be just as funny as
What did Fizzle say? I'm sorry.
This was a hard one all out of nowhere.
we'll get to it around. We'll come around to it.
Fizzle, you're popping off right now. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Ambivalence, not really caring about something or just showing a little bit of apathy towards an extreme or exaggerated situation, or instead of an exaggerated response, also can trigger some laughter. It's just that normally you would expect somebody to have a particular type of reaction, and then not caring about it or not having that strong reaction is
Yeah. Like especially in some out of place setting too. Like it's like light humor in some war movie or something. All the guys they're in a firefight. Everyone's freaking out. There's bombs going off, and then you just have the one like veteran of the squad who's just sitting there, just like laid back, just chilling, just like just popping his gun off like casual.
hmm
And then you know everybody else is freaking out. What's wrong? He was like, "Yeah, this is just another Tuesday."
no way.
What is that?
No
A fly?
way.
A fly?
Y'all, there's a fly in the bong water. There's a fly in the bong water,
How'd
ladies
that
and
happen?
gentlemen.
I have no clue.
That's a clip.
That
Clip
just
that.
happened because like he put water in it right now.
Do we show the camera?
No.
Yeah, no, do it.
Oh.
Oh, this is for the clip. There's a fly in the bong water, ladies and gents.
We all just smoked
It's near
fly.
the stem, yeah. We were, yeah, it's right there. It's right, no, twist it back, twist it back. Other way, keep it twisted, keep it twisted.
That's what she said.
Keep it twisting, keep it twisting. Right there. That is a fly, ladies and gents. We were smoking fly. And we would have been smoking it if I didn't say something. Guys, that is a THC first that we just experienced. So if we all have maggots in our lungs later, we know why. And I hope I do because it sounds like a great way to go.
I don't care.
I don't care. Parasites in my lungs.
Parasites in my lungs. Yeah.
Fucking second,
why did it
second
go in?
time that's happened. Fly now.
If I had a nickel for every time that I had parasites in my lungs,
I'd have $3.
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's strange that it happened twice.
Exactly. No. Saying you'd have $3 in that situation, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck is going on? You have heartworm before? You have fucking worms in your lungs from a you screw a goose or something? A
I
goose.
mean,
Why did I say goose when I was thinking goat or sheep? What is going on? Me and
you don't know animals.
oh
Have you
yeah?
ever been to a petting
yeah?
zoo?
Name 2 animals. Name 2 animals. I don't know animals. Name 2. Guy thinks he knows animals. Can't even name 2 animals.
7. And
What? What did you just say?
hammer.
7 and hammer. I think he's just naming the names of animals like that are possibly named that. Is that what you just did? That's the name of animals somewhere, possibly. You know what's crazy? Yeah, thinking that there is a dog, cat, or something named 7 and hammer.
There's a person named 7. I know 3 people named 7.
You're lying.
I know 3 people named 7.
How do they spell it?
All of them spell it 7. Seven.
That's not how you spell 7. You spell 7 by 7, the number. How you spell it?
No, that's how you write it.
No, that's how you speak it.
No, that's how you read it.
No, that's how we conceive it.
That's how
Immaculate.
it's
It's immaculate conception.
I actually had to look up what the word immaculate meant because I always thought the word immaculate meant beautiful, but it literally just means clean, like pure, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to learn how to do something cool? This is how you say beautiful in sign language. You can look it up right now. If you look up the sign to say beautiful, and if you do it with expression like that, it just you're just showing more. It's like you're saying you are so beautiful. You just be like so beautiful.
The eighth type of trigger for comedy is configurational. This is more of like the riddle type. This is more the puzzly that you have to think about the humor, where the comedian leads you to the joke a little bit, and you fill in the punchline yourself, or the punchline is delayed a little bit through silence. Definitely my type of humor. I like the type of jokes that have a little bit more thought.
Fizzle, we're coming. All right, here we go. I wish I hated Amy Schumer less so that I could say I'm ambivalent about her. Amy, oh gosh. What do you guys think about Amy Schumer? She is a joke stealer. I know that much.
I don't like Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
I'm honestly just
Fuck
not a
that
fan of her
bitch.
comedy.
Oh, best thing about her comedy, best thing about Amy Schumer is that she gave Mark Normand a career. I'm pretty sure Mark Normand started on her, like he opened for her in the beginning, and I'm pretty sure he says that in podcasts and stuff.
I like
So,
Mark Norman.
let's
Yeah,
see.
he's pretty cool.
I believe that's called A Fly in the Ointment. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! The fly ain't dead. He's just stoned. 2 nickels. What would you call them? Kid in play. Damn, Fizzle's going off. He's trying to play the game about neurologistic programming. There's a thing you could do with people. It's kind of like mentalism, but it's really just oh yeah. The thing that Joe Rogan guy does. Yeah. It's really all just practice once you understand it, like anything.
Mentalism, like being able to
Guess what people are thinking, or like kind of implant it in their head, or. But you also kind of have to know a lot, though. I feel like those dudes know a lot. There's no way you
have
can
to
just
know
pick up on.
triggers. You have to know things
Yeah.
like
He's like, I could
this.
just read. He's like, I don't read minds, I read people. He gets off social.
That's
cues.
a lot. Yeah, social cues and like psychology and shit like that. Like
Eyes
social
moving.
sociology.
Yeah.
Like that way, like understanding, like study people.
And then the last one being coincidence. So when 2 things that absolutely couldn't happen at the same time end up happening at the same time, it has that sense of release. And then they could also follow any of these other triggers alongside of it. So I feel like
USB-C. Sorry.
I do have a USB-C.
You plug it in. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I love you.
That was okay.
That was my phone saying that. It wasn't me.
Oh, your phone's naughty, dude.
Like their hair's all knotted up.
Sure. Coincidence. That's a coincidence that his phone is very naughty.
It doesn't have hair, so I don't know what he means by that. Oh, you're disgusting. Oh, gross.
Speaking of knots, I had a knot in my shoulder the other day. It was killing me.
So, have you guys worked out since I went to vacation?
Yeah, I've been working on
Yeah.
the
No,
workout.
no. Have you guys worked out together?
Oh no, not together.
What the heck?
I've been going
Together but separate.
well,
At night?
my schedule's been a lot different.
So, give me
but
your schedule. Do you go at the same times, or does it
no,
wish
I usually
wash?
actually like going a lot later at night.
You like going?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot
like,
less people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
A lot
that's
less
nice.
people. It's easier.
You can get
Uh,
more of the machines that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
calmer.
and you what? You do your back, you do your abs.
Yeah, I do back, abs, shoulders, and then
Push pull abs is always good. You could always you go and then you add your back in there. So push pull back abs.
yeah,
As long as you're doing that,
And
you're
then,
gonna see some results.
yeah, and then elliptical.
Have you tried anything else in terms of cardio?
No, not yet.
All right, back to it.
I don't know why I like the elliptical. I feel like it works a little bit more all around.
All around.
All around.
Wait, what did he? Damn, what is he saying?
6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Blue
Name a color.
screwdriver.
Yellow. Name a tool. Hammer.
Name a color. Message retracted.
Oh, I know that color.
That's weird.
So us going over those elements of comedy and are some things that you can expect in YouTube Shorts that we'll be having moving forward, and just in, a lot more of our short form and longer form content. That's kind of more in the general sense of things that we're aiming to hit. And again, comedy and being able to capture people's attention and deliver messages in a particular way. This is something that can be exercised and practiced, and something that we are going to be exercising and practice just a little bit right now when we get off of camera, and then furthermore through our skits and through the way that we produce our content. Fizzle Gig said most people answer either green wrench or red hammer. It has to be done while hearing the person. Um, I was thinking. Well, I thought what Chris was saying out loud. The moment Chris said anything out loud, I just thought what he was thinking. So,
So what? So what does that say about
I think
me
you
if I said blue screwdriver?
You lose your target in their own mind and then reach for 5-letter words. Green. Wrench. Okay.
that reminds me back in 1985 when I was born in Greenwich.
Greenwich. That reminds me back in 1985 when I was born in the town of Greenwich.
Oh, they tossed me in a potato sack.
They tossed me in the potato sack there in the
Into the river.
into the river where the dragons took me to the highest mountain of Heimdall.
I was raised as
No,
the
it was the lowest mountain of Heimdall. Get your facts straight.
Don't you talk to me
but
about
they
Heimdall.
still raised me as the dragon boy.
No, please, I was the dragon boy. You was the dragon's beach.
I have heard blue screwdriver as an answer before as well.
Blue screwdriver as an answer before.
Very
Uh,
interesting.
Magenta,
Sand.
magenta belt sand. That would be insane. Pitchfork. Turquoise pitchfork. Name a tool. Turquoise. Name a color. Turquoise. Name a tool. Pitchfork. You're like, what the fuck? This guy's on one. He's on some fucking
Chartreuse, jackhammer.
okay.
A ruby rototiller.
A pewter spade.
Mm.
A black hoe.
That was an easy one. Oh fuck, man.
They are.
Anyway, back to Fizzle's comments. It's usually from someone that didn't go into process and didn't get lost and pick something off.
That's right.
Exactly.
You
They
won't
have to
get
pick
me.
it fast.
You won't get me.
Be like, tell me, give me an answer. Like, don't think about it, just tell me. What's the first thing that comes to mind? That's usually what you have to do. It shows it.
Actually, I'm curious if I actually am hypnotized, but I don't feel like I am at all.
You have to be completely open to that stuff. You cannot like when they're telling you shit, you can't be resistant to it.
I'm always
But
skeptical.
that might not be something that I can control as being resistant.
Yeah, if you're someone who's very
No,
skeptical,
you can. You could practice with YouTube videos because
Open
those
your
things
mind.
tell you it all starts with hearing something, and then you're focusing on your breathing, and then you're focusing on the voice, and then after no time you're asleep, and then you wake up listening to the same video, and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, holy shit! You've never listened to a hypnotized video on YouTube?
No,
Try it the fuck out, bro. Guarantee you that thing gets you in tune with yourself. It's like
ain't gonna get me.
the light ball is a yoga thing where it makes you visualize the light ball going to your extremities and touching them, and then like going up,
ew.
and then wow, we know where his trauma comes
What do you
from.
call an Italian hooker?
Brandon Hallam, what do you call an Italian hooker?
A
Ah,
positive.
nice. Oh yeah,
Nice.
fuck yeah, we love that one.
Damn.
I've actually never heard that one, and those type of dad jokes are hard.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm so slipping. Damn, that's crazy.
That was good.
See, I don't know if I don't know.
Thank you for joining us, Brandon. Appreciate you for being here.
Much
I wonder
appreciated.
I wonder if like having like BPD would play a role in that, you know? Having like kind of like that borderline personality sort of like so would part of me be able to resist and the other side of me is just kind of like, hey, motherfucker, like nah, I'm still
Fizzle.
here. You still got half of me awake.
What if when you get hypnotized and the other half of you that gets put asleep, it like unlocks your full potential for the other one that is awake and like you're like a mutant or some shit.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Fizzle said, I almost hypnotized once at a comedy show. I felt myself slipping, and I was like, oh, fuck no, and my body rebelled.
Like, yeah, that'd be
Another
crazy.
fun one is the stone in the hand. I support this dad joke. Nice.
I wonder if you could like hypnotize just specific personalities in certain people, like with that are disordered, if that's possible.
I feel like
Like
it has.
like a schizo or something.
Or what if they can't be hypnotized because their brain's already like just like messed up?
I mean, that's probably most likely.
I feel like if you're a religious person, you can get hypnotized.
Oh, 100%.
for sure,
Yeah.
you're going out.
And I'm not a religious person.
They're sitting there, they're feeling the Holy Spirit when they're up there.
Exactly, bro. A lot of
Literally speaking in tongues.
any of those people that have danced to like the spirit of Jesus in church, all those people can get hypnotized.
Oh,
I
and
was
there's
not
single
dancing
fucking
to the
one.
spirit of Jesus. I was dancing to that sick ass beat that they had.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Fucking
No,
just
wait.
getting after
No, that was my fucking jam when I think about it. He came from heaven to earth to show.
I know y'all don't watch
Yeah.
clips, but one day might be fun to do some react contests to some of this kind of cool shit. Look up Darren Brown. Who the hell is Darren Brown?
We'll find out.
We need a Jamie right now. Be like, Jamie,
Darren
look that
Brown?
up. Pull it up on screen.
That's
Right.
what happens in my shorts after Chipotle.
They run.
I had a Jaron Brown. So me and my lady went to a place in Sacramento today called Dumpling House. It was an interesting Chinese themed restaurant.
Obviously,
That was
Obviously.
it's fucking dumplings.
Obviously,
yeah,
Chris.
I don't think it's obvious.
Yeah. To me,
Jesus Christ.
Why is it
Chris.
Japanese do it too? Don't they?
it's gonna be some type of Asian, so it's obvious.
But
no matter
Chinese,
what one you
Chinese
say.
is just like a blanket
matter-
statement for
No matter what
Asians.
one you say,
You're digging yourself a hole.
it's an Asian cuisine, so I'm not surprised when it's what. No matter what you said, that would have been my reaction.
I think
You
I
could've said
think
Korean.
I might make the Discord tomorrow. We might make the Discord tomorrow. We'll figure that out. I'll hit you up.
I'm gonna
about it.
make Logan make the Discord tomorrow.
Playing Slayer on stage.
I kept getting banned from churches for playing Slayer on stage during the breaks.
Let's go.
That's legitimate.
You know, that's ironic because Slayer got banned from churches for playing Brandon Hallam on stage during breaks. That's crazy.
The one on J Street? Yeah. It's on J Street. That's hella funny. Have you eaten there, Frizzle? And Slayer is skate rock. I love Slayer. Slayer is like some of the best music to play while
Slayer's some
skating.
old heavy metal.
I will do anything while listening to Slayer and
Oh yeah,
skating.
you love Slayer? Name one Slayer.
Fuck.
All you gotta do is say Slayer.
Really? I'm honestly not gonna lie. I don't know one Slayer song, but I know when Slayer comes on, I know the voice of the Slayer guy. He's kind of not hard to fuck up. I don't even know the name of that fool.
Damn, call yourself. You like him, you don't even know.
Fizzle Gig said, "Oh,
The one on J Street. Oh God. Oh God. He's gonna
Oh.
talk shit about it.
Oh,
He's gonna be like, I went there.
it's either or oh.
Oh. He's like, yeah, been there. Tastes like shit.
Oh,
or maybe he's been shit and tasted like there."
true.
See, Marco's been digging himself into this like this bit, and it's kind of like how my
So-
fuck, let's hear it. Fuck, it's not good.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Yeah, Logan, you were only 14 miles.
damn.
I'm sorry,
He's not sorry.
and I didn't even drive.
14 miles.
I didn't even drive. Okay, because I drove so much this weekend, and you know where we drove. I didn't come to
Really, Logan? Because you were sending me all those snaps and texts about how
No,
you're
that-
driving and
snaps and
everything.
Also, that's a lie. He doesn't go to Sacramento. One of the first times I hung out with him, he took me out to Sacramento to go skate.
Yeah, but that wasn't recently. That was days ago.
And we all went out to Sacramento together
Yeah,
one
you
night.
and Asterisk.
Fizzle, kill me for forgetting this one time. And we were in Natomas, other than, going to fucking Dumpling House, but it wasn't even my idea to go to Dumpling House, okay? My bad, dog. My
Really?
bad.
Because I have a
My
text
bad.
message here that says, "Hey,
He's like, dude, totally ditching out on Fizzle right now, not hitting him up on purpose because I'm going to Sacramento and I'm not telling him.
Well,
see, he
I'm
admitted,
tired. I want to drive.
Your Honor, he admitted."
I didn't drive though because, fuck that, bro. And I was so dead after skating and eating. Bro, after eating, I slept the entire way back.
If you're dead, then how are you alive right now?
You're right.
Checkmate, atheists.
Hell yeah.
I've risen. And it's only been 3 seconds. Fizzle, I love you.
My
I'm
time is
sorry.
usually 10.
I'm sorry. It's almost like you weren't entirely truthful with your boy. Not that I wasn't truthful.
Yeah, he wasn't truthful with
Kill
me.
me
I
for
know.
forgetting, my guy. Oh,
I-
no, it's not. Okay, yeah. I do come out to sack sometimes.
There you go. That's a better
Okay,
answer.
yeah, see, there we go.
You do come out the sex.
Ah,
He
dude.
does.
Sometimes, Marco.
That was
I
actually a good
fucking
one,
hate
Marco.
you, bro. I fucking hate you.
That's cool. What the fuck was that, though? He almost had it. He almost had it.
Hey,
He said,
should we do the Rent and Link challenge where we blow out all our air and try to scream? Let's all fucking do it, bro. I'm down. I'll do it
What?
first because I've never tried it. You blow out all your air and then try your hardest to scream. No, I'll go first. I'll go first. Unless you want to do it. Oh, Chris is already gone. You blow it all out. All of it. And then scream. Scream.
damn. Damn. That was crazy.
Everyone comes out the sack. Comes out the sack. Hey, Brandon with the joke. Hey, let's go. I appreciate that, Fizzle. You just fucking with me.
See, that's why Slayer
not
was
gonna
playing
count.
you on break.
Brandon,
Appreciate you.
your addition is great to this right now. I fucking love it.
So what do I gotta do? I gotta blow out all the air?
Yeah, blow out all your air until you have nothing left, and then try to scream as loud as you can, like you're in terror. All the way. Let me hear it.
I had a little bit. Mine had a little bit more than that. All right, Logan, what do you got?
Oh, this fucking guy. We can pick him up FB Marketplace. But all right, here we go. I'm gonna try to do the scream. I've never tried this, and I'm really gonna try to scream really loud. Okay.
No, you didn't let off enough air. You didn't let off enough air. You gotta sound like the turtle when he.
Okay, I'm doing it one more time, bro. I'm doing it one more time. I breathed out on my air. I'll fucking.
Wait, there you go.
Keep
Real
going,
quick.
keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep
All the
going,
way, all the way.
keep going,
As much as you can until
Keep
it's a
going.
struggle.
keep going.
You fucked up because you started laughing.
Oh my god, that's so fucking hard.
Great Ashley Simpson.
Oh my god. It's like you're Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, one more time, Marco. All your air. You thought I wasn't doing it. You didn't sound like you did it.
That's big, huh?
I did laugh a little bit, but I still didn't breathe back in.
Damn. It just sounds like the guttural noise, just like the grunt sound.
This is like when I
Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh my god.
He's not a man. He doesn't like the audio. He just wants to
Literally
face.
hit by the person watching busting out.
Everyone knows that the best way to listen is through your neighbor's Bluetooth speakers.
God. Holy shit. All right, Chris, you want? No, we all did it. That was pretty fun, actually. That was a funny. I like that one. That was harmless but pretty.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here tonight, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Appreciate you, Fizzle. Appreciate you, Brandon. Brandon, thanks for
All good.
joining in to the chat. Please subscribe and
Everyone
come
joins
back
in.
every Wednesday. We really appreciate the comments, brother.
Also,
Hit the
don't forget to hit the notification
Yeah.
bell, please, please.
It'll help you stay updated.
Yes, thank you so much, and have a good night, guys.
Oh, I always got kicked out of church for watching porn while muted in the. Well, wait. We'll give them time to respond to us dipping out, because through the neighbor's Bluetooth.
Mm.
Okay,
Right,
guys.
then.
We're.
Alright.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Later, later. Take this on the next.
That's a good pod.